What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It's your boy Goblin, and today we're coming in with a hoot and a holler, a classic Q&A video. Hey, hope you guys enjoy this one. Drop a like if you do, and also don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Listen, what are you waiting on? You gotta get it done. Hope you guys enjoy. Drop a like if you do, and without further ado, let's dive right into it. So, coming in with the first question of the Q&A today, we have Southern Dan. And he asked, what did you do with the thermite that was sent to your P.O. box years ago? Alright, I'm going to give you all a little backstory to this question. So, I assume most of you probably don't know what this question is referring to, but back when I was way smaller on YouTube, I'm talking like 10,000, maybe 12,000 subscribers, I opened up a P.O. box. As you guys could imagine, that ended absolutely terribly. However, one of the most just entertaining and questionable things that I ever received at this P.O. box was there was a guy who sent me a series. I think he only sent me like 2 or 3 packages. And each package had a bunch of random ass stuff in it. Like, I'm talking, the first box had like parts to a bicycle, like it had like a gear and like a pedal, just a bunch of weird parts, and other little like action figures and stuff. But the final package that this guy sent me was he sent me a box that included thermite and instructions on how to use it. So, obviously, I got this, and I was like, yo, I gotta use this shit right now. I didn't know anything about thermite. I never went to class, especially science class, so I truly knew nothing about it. So, I went out to my garage, and this guy included, luckily, this little wick that I could set it on fire with. And I remember I lit the wick in my garage and I almost burnt my fucking house down, dude. There's like, to this day, a stain on my mom's garage floor. It was hilarious. But I don't, like, with the rest of it, I'm pretty sure my mom just got rid of it. Which, looking back at it, I don't really think you're supposed to throw thermite in the garbage. So, I mean, I wonder how that went. Because, I mean, that's definitely what happened to it. But either way, God bless the garbage men. I hope they made it home safe. Let's get on to the next question. Coming in with the next question, we've got Darius. And Darius asks, how many times has someone pulled a gun on you? This is a good question. So, in terms of directly pulling it and pointing it at me, only once. I've had guns pulled around me a few times, but in terms of actually having a gun pulled on me, only one time. I've told this story in a past video, but it was quite a long time ago, so some of the newer viewers might not know, so I'll briefly touch on it. But basically, I was over at Cody's house one time, and his older brother got really fucked up on the bars, and he lost a bunch of weed. He was thoroughly convinced that someone in the garage stole it, because there was quite a few of us in the garage. So he pulls his gun out, and he runs all of our pockets. And mind you, we were all like 15, 16 years old at this point. So we're all collectively like, oh shit, you know? Like, this is something that us young kids, you know, we weren't as used to being around. We didn't see guns like that, you know? We were young. So we're sitting there and we're like, oh shit, dude, you know? Like, this motherfucker's serious. And it was really funny because I was fucked up. I was barred out too. And I also knew that his brother wasn't going to do anything to me. I was cool with his brother. But there was people who didn't come around Cody's house very often who were much more scared because they didn't know his older brother like that. I knew his brother. I knew that even, no matter how serious he was just barred out and everything was going to be fine, which it was. He didn't even remember doing this, right? Obviously, he never found any weed. He ended up just losing it on his own, misplacing it. But obviously, he never found anything. But we brought this kid with us whose name, oh man, I don't remember what name I used for him in the video, but his real name was Zaid. So, I mean, it's been so long, who cares? But we brought Zaid with us, and I remember we're sitting in his house, and this kid is standing there, and Cody's brother, he's like, yo, dude. He walks up to Zaid, because he can see Zaid is shitting his pants, and he's like, you don't come here much, like, where'd you fucking put it? And Zaid's shitting bricks, dude. I felt so bad for this kid, because this is one of my first times hanging out with the guy, and he got a fucking gun pulled on him at the function that I brought him to. So I felt terrible. Probably scarred the kid, but I mean, it's part of life. But yeah, I have had that happen to me. Thank you for the question, Darius. Let's roll to the next one. Coming in with the next question, we've got Gonzo, and he asks, if you could redo any drug for the first time, what would it be? This is a really good question, and I like this one quite a lot. Right off top, I'd say my first answer would be shrooms, solely because of the fact that I feel like I didn't give it a fair go my first time doing it, and now that I've done it again, I definitely wish I went back and kind of revised my trip a little bit. Maybe taking a little bit less or having more of a coherent plan of what to do while I was tripping. I don't really know, but I kind of wish that I did it a little differently. In terms of like really good first times that I wish I could experience again, oh, that's a tough one actually. Acid, honestly, for sure. My first time tripping on acid was a day that I'll never forget. I could close my eyes and see it happening right now. What a blast of a day. I'll never forget that day. So, probably my acid trip just for the sake of having fun, and my shroom trip for the sake of actually changing my first experience with it. Thank you for the question. Hey, let's move to the next one. Coming in with the next question, we've got Bill Clinton's Bong. And he says, what is your opinion on UFOs or aliens? All right, I'm not going to speak much on all the UFO sightings because there's like a billion of them, dude. But what I will say is aliens are definitely real. It just kind of depends on what your definition of an alien is. Like, are we the only planet that has living things on it? No way, dude. I refuse to believe that. There's no chance. Are we the only, like society? Like, are we the only creature that has gotten this far technologically? Maybe, dude. There's a good chance, you know? I mean, we're the only thing on Earth that's, you know, got this much fucking swag, you know? I mean, we killed every other species that fucked with us, you know? All the other offshoots of humans, Neanderthals, we smoked those idiots. So, I think aliens are definitely real in a galaxy far, far away. In terms of UFOs, I have a hard time believing that anything's pulled up to our planet, if I'm being totally honest. But, I don't know. But aliens are definitely a thing, dude. Aliens are definitely a thing. Let's move on to the next question. Next question coming in from Frosty. And he says, how many waves of 5th graders could you fight off if they came in packs of 10 every 5 minutes? All right. 5th grade. All right, listen. Bare hands. Hand-to-hand combat. Listen, man. All right? I could take a few 5th graders, but 10 5th graders at a time could put in some work. I mean, let's be honest, okay? Let's be realists here, okay? I don't want all the fucking big macho men in the comment. Man, I could fight 1,000 5th graders at a time. All right, no, you couldn't. Shut your mouth. Let's see. You got a little cocaine in me, maybe a couple shots as well. I could probably fend off the first pack of 10 5th graders pretty easily. But I'm under the impression that they're surrounding me here, right? They're coming in from all sides. If they're coming single file, that's totally different, bro. I could rock these kids. But I assume they're all swinging at once. Now, 5th graders, they aren't going to hit super hard, which is the advantage I have. But, if like 10 5th graders charge me at once, and they all throw their weight into me, let's say like each 5th grader is, well, I don't know. What does a 5th grader even weigh? No, let me look this up. Let's see. Average weight of a 5th grader. Let's see. A mean of 65 pounds. Really? Really? Damn, I was a fat-ass kid, bro. Holy fuck. All right, either way. 10 5th graders, okay? All right. At a time, let's say they are the average, 65 pounds. Bro, that is 650 pounds of weight being sent at me. All right? If they all body slam me, if they all tackle me, I mean, they might get me down, but their hits aren't very hard. I think I could fend off maybe like two or three waves of them before, okay, I got to call a timer here, all right? I think I could maybe survive, the first 2 waves, and then after that, I mean, I don't know. If I've got a weapon like a bat or something, though, dude, I'm dinking these kids all day long, bro. It's over. But I'd say a good 2 packs of 5th graders I could probably deal with, After that, things might get hectic. Let's move on to the next question. Next question coming in from Ashton. He says, what's something merch-wise you want to make that you haven't gotten the chance to make yet? That's a really good question. There's a couple things. First off, Coke straws, all right? I mean, I don't need to explain why. We all know why. Second off, I really wanted to do like Hawaiian-style shirts, I'm not going to get into too much detail, but like some nice summery kind of vacation clothes, some button-downs. You could undo a couple buttons and walk out kind of fly. That's another thing that was on my merch bucket list. besides that, a lot of the things that I've had on my kind of merch bucket list, I've been working on checking off. But those are a couple things that I haven't even gotten started on looking into yet because they're things that I haven't done before. I'm going to have to find some suppliers for. So I'd say those are probably my top two. Let's move on to the next question. Coming in with the next question, we've got the dude. And he says, would you ever do crack again? Probably not the same way I did it last time, my first time. But I would say that, all right, if the price was right, if you will, if the surroundings were just ideal, if I was with the right group of people and I was just with some person who was just such a character that I had to smoke some rock with them, I would probably do it. But would I just do it out of boredom like I did my first time? Probably not. Crack is not something that I see myself being like, yeah, dude, pretty fire, reasonable thing to do. I'm definitely going to go back to it. It was more so one of those things I did to be like, yeah, I have smoked crack. I've seen the other side. I can speak from experience. It is fucked, Your Honor, all right? Yeah, let's just answer it simply. Yeah, I would smoke crack again. Next question coming in from Darian. He says, how did your old high school friends react to your YouTube success? That's a good question. I think it kind of varies on how well I knew them. A lot of my friends that I was already good friends with before I ever found any success on YouTube, nothing really changed at all. They're pretty supportive of it in general. Obviously, all my friends know what I do for a living. It's not really possible to hide it, and I never really did try to hide it, even before I was successful doing it. All my friends knew I did YouTube as a hobby, but now they really all know because it's my job, right? But most of my good friends are really supportive. What I found more interesting is a lot of the people who I either stopped talking to or didn't really talk to very much in high school have, since high school happened, reached back out to me and tried to reconnect. And it's been kind of weird. I've had a lot of people ask me for favors, shout outs or advice and shit like that. It's a pretty common thing and it's definitely irritating. It's something I fucking hate, honestly. So that's something that's changed quite a lot because there was people that back in high school, I know for a fact, would have never kicked it with me, right? And now they're, in my DMs being like, "Oh, I'm streaming for the first time. You should pop in, man. You should maybe help me out." Or "Oh, I'm trying to stream. Could you help me with some tips or something?" And it's shit like that I find much more interesting. And that's probably the part of my high school relationships that's changed the most from doing YouTube, But other than that, I don't talk to that many people from high school anymore. I talk to a good handful, but not really all that many. I've grown distant with quite a lot of them over time. So I don't know, man. You grow up, you grow apart from some other people, and I barely even go on to my personal accounts anymore. The ones that I follow my high school friends on, I don't even touch those accounts anymore. But either way, thank you for the question, man. And hey, listen. We've been going for a little while here. I think that concludes this Q&A video. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Drop a like if you did. Don't forget to ask me more questions on all my social media. Instagram at GBLN420. Twitter at The Goblin with 3 N's. You guys know the drill. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, gamers.